everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marcia. Today I'm going to share a recipe with you, and that is how to can and make pickled jalapenos. I'm excited to show you this, so let's get started. The first thing you need is obviously jalapenos. My husband went out to the garden yesterday and he picked our last pick, and this is October 1st. We always get our peppers all the way through, usually October, sometimes into October, but he said this is probably going to be the last picking. So I had about 140 jalapenos. Now, some of them were small. He went ahead and picked the small ones too because he knew this was pretty much going to be the last picking. So this is about a normal size jalapeno that we've been getting out of our garden, but he has picked some smaller ones. I kept these out to show you. And some of them, you know, they end up turning red, and those are good too. So I'm going to show you how we slice them and get ready. I've been doing this at this sink, and I'm wearing gloves today because, guys, jalapenos can be spicy. And when you cut them, it releases the oils in there, and it will burn you. I'm gonna go ahead and finish filling these up. Lord, I'm dropping them everywhere. Help me, Jesus. I left a little bit of headspace in some of these so I could finish filling them with this for demonstration. But that's how you slice them. Just, you know, doesn't have to be perfect. Lord, I can't get these up with these gloves on. I hate working with gloves, but I also don't want to burn my eyeballs out when I go to put my hand on my face or touch my face or my skin. I don't want to burn it. So, but anyway, these red ones are really pretty. I love the red ones. And like I said, it's just, they're both jalapenos. They just finally turn after a while. All right, now we're gonna finish this one up. And all I've done is I've got clean jars, and I've got a cooking sheet right here, guys. Right, this is a cooking sheet, like what you'd bake cookies on or bread, you know, toast or whatever. And we're going to be putting these in the oven. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I always use the open kettle method. And the open kettle method is where you have hot jars, hot lids, and then you cook your hot liquid on the stove and you pour it into the jars, and then you invert your lids and then you flip them back over in 10 minutes. You don't have to cold pack them. You don't have to water bath them or can them or anything. They're safe to do. And that's what I'm going to be using with this today. So anyway, I'm preparing for that. So the way this recipe is you have to put the peppers inside the jars, okay, just like I've done. And then we're going to set these jars in a 275-degree oven while we're getting our liquid and stuff ready. And then I also have to get my lids ready. I'm going to go ahead and take my gloves off. Let me move this over to the sink, and I will be able to take my gloves off because I'm not doing the pepper juice anymore. Okay. Now, all right, so I've packed all my jalapenos in the jar. There's a little one. I'll probably regret touching that without my gloves, but it's okay. All right, so here is my pot, and I just have tap water in there, and I'm going to take, I've got 9 jars. One is a wide mouth, so I have to have one wide mouth. So I got the flat and the rim, and I'm going to drop these in this tap water. You have to have enough lids hot as you do jars because that's how it works. Got to have them to seal. All right, and then I'm just going to put the top on this, and I'm going to put this on the stove, and I'm going to turn it on until it starts simmering, just like simmering. We don't want it to like boil like real hot. We just want it to simmer. And then these are going to go in the 275-degree oven. They're going to be in there for probably about 20 minutes because I have to get my liquid ready and heat it up on the stove. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the next step. I'll be right back, okay? Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have showed you the sliced jalapenos in the jar. I put those in the oven at 275. I've got my lids and my rims on the stove getting warm. Okay, now I've got to get my spice ball ready, and we got to get the liquid going on the stove so we can pour that over the jalapenos. All right, the first thing is you need some pickling spice. Now, I'm going to have to triple this recipe because I have so many jalapenos. It calls for like 30 jalapenos for a single batch, and I had, like I said, like over 100. So I'm going to triple it just to be safe. So you need, originally, you will need 2 tablespoons of pickling spice, but I'm going to do 6, okay? Because we got a lot. Now, I don't have a spice ball, and so I use this cheesecloth. 3, 4, 5, 6, This is going to be a big spice ball, guys. And this is cheesecloth, and you can get this at your local store like Hobby Lobby, or if you have a Walmart that has a section, a sewing section. You're just going to turn it, and then you can use a piece of twine or string, or I use bread tie. That'll work in a pinch if you don't have any twine or string, because you just need it to stay in together. You don't want it to bust apart. So just tighten it down there really good. And that's your spice ball. Like I said, you need that flavor, but you don't want those spices going in. All right, now the original recipe calls for 4 cups of apple cider vinegar, 2 cups of water. So I'm tripling, so I'm going to have to do 12 cups. This is 8 cups of apple cider vinegar. And then I'm going to do 4 more. Yeah, let me go ahead and do it in this one. Let me see here. Trying to see. I look terrible today. I don't like to wear my nice clothes when I'm canning, and I don't usually get ready when I'm canning because I get everything everywhere, and I don't want it to ruin my good clothes. I've just got my old t-shirt and shorts on today, so excuse me for that, but this is just, I'm just trying to be real in my kitchen, and this is how it works. All right, so 12 cups of apple cider vinegar, and then we need to do 6 cups, make sure that's right. Yes, original it was 2 cups of water, now we need to do 6 cups of water. Now this may be way too much brine, but I would rather have more and err on the side of caution than not have enough, because you got to cover that with that liquid. So there's that. And then we need to let me pull that out so I don't, what a mess, here I went. Anyway, I heard it hit the floor, I'm gonna have to sweep. All right, and then the next thing is you need to add to the water, you need to add 2 tablespoons of salt, but we are tripling, so that would be 6 tablespoons of salt. I did see that right, yeah. Normally I do a lot smaller batch just for demonstration, but since this is my last picking of the year, I'm just like, I just need to go ahead and get it done. And then we need to do 2 tablespoons of sugar, which tripling, so 6 tablespoons of sugar. All right, now that's all my stuff, and I'm going to stir this up really good, and then I'm going to take it over here and put it on the stove, okay? And I'm going to drop my spice ball down in there, and I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to move the camera over to the stove and show you the next step, okay? I'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have got my brine in here with my spice ball, and it is about to come to a rolling boil. A rolling boil is when it's boiling, and when you continue to stir, it continues boiling. It's not quite there yet, but this has been on about 10-12 minutes, and it's about there. So we're going to let that go. I wanted y'all to see what it looks like in there. My big fat spice ball, because I had to triple my recipe. And like I said, I really think this is going to be quite a lot of brine for what we have, but I would rather do more, because I can always pour this up and use it another time if I want to pickle something. But I just don't want to not have enough, because that's a lot of stuff to prep and then you don't have enough liquid. So that's why I tripled today. We're really close. And like I said, this has been going for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, and it's finally coming up to a boil. But when I stir, it's kind of calming down, so it's not quite there. Like I said, I'm going to get it to a rolling boil all the way. And we're almost there. And then we're going to remove the spice ball out. I meant to share with you, there's a guy that comes into our office, and his name is Troy. He's the one that gave me this brine recipe. Now he does it, and he just pours it over them, puts them in the jars and puts it in there cold, and then just leaves them in the refrigerator. But I wanted to be able to, that's why I'm doing the open kettle method, because I wanted to be able to seal them so I can keep them on my shelf for like a year so we can eat on them. But he's the one that gave me this brine recipe, and I appreciate that. Now my lids are over here, and my flats, they're boiling just a little bit. I've got it turned way down because I just, excuse me, those spices in that vinegar makes me cough. Because I just want that to be to be at a simmer. But anyway, this is going pretty good, y'all. As you can see, it's pretty much a rolling boil when you stir it. So we're going to let it go for about, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes. Then we're going to pull it off, and then we're going to get our jars out, and then we're going to get started getting these canned. Excuse me. I love the fall. I'm excited. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. And if you noticed, I had all these different size jars when I had the little jelly jars. I had a pint and a half, 1 pint, and some quarts. Because I'm at the end of my canning season. So I don't want to go out and buy more jars because I'm done with my garden. Now, I do have some muscadine juice in the freezer. I got 2 gallons. Me and Mom will can some muscadines, and I will have to go back and get some jelly jars later. But I thought I would wait till the weather cools off and we just have like some downtime, even in between Christmas and Thanksgiving, or before Thanksgiving, or after Christmas even, and we can just do some muscadine jelly, because I am tired. Lord, we've canned so much. I've froze cream corn, I've done pickled corn, I've done tomatoes, I've done green beans. Oh my gosh, let's see, what else? We've done candied jalapenos. I do have a video about that. I do have a video on my canned tomatoes and my freezer corn, if you want that. We've done so much this year. We always do a lot every year. And I didn't do any sauerkraut this year because I had like 13 jars left. So I thought, well, I'll just wait and do that. Mom's asked me 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, no, I'm done. So plus I work a full-time job, and I have a family. All right, this is boiling really good, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to see if I can get this spice ball out so it won't be in our way. I'm going to put it in this paper plate. See if I can squish it out a little bit. There we go. Whoop, now I dropped it. Aggravation, I tell you. But there's a lot of stuff going on in that spice ball, guys. It's going to give this a good flavor. All right, so we're going. So let's take it off the stove, the heat. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to take the lid off my lids and my rings. Now I've got to get my jars out of my oven that's got my jalapenos in it. They're nice and popping hot. They've been sitting in here for about 20 minutes at 275. Here we go. Now, a lot of people, when they pickle stuff, they like to add turmeric to what they're doing, because turmeric is also good for your joints, but it also makes things look bright and vibrant, like you get that real pretty green. I didn't do that in my jalapenos. I don't know why I don't do it in my jalapenos, but I don't. But anyway, that's okay. So now we're going to take, I got this little wide mouth funnel. This was my great grandmother's. I always talk about that when kids make fun of me. And we're going to just take this hot brine and we're going to pour it over those jalapenos. And we're going to leave, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch headspace in there. But you need to cover them really good with the brine so they'll be what they need to be. Like I said, I probably made way too much brine, but I wanted to make sure, because I do not want to do all this and then not have enough brine to pour over my jalapenos. I'll be very disappointed. Excuse me, my throat's kind of scratchy this morning. It's going out on me. I probably could have doubled it and it'd been okay, but like I said, I want to make sure. And I had about, like I said, 130 jalapenos, but some of them were small because my husband picked them small because he, you know, said this was the last picking. And I trust him when it comes to that. I let him do all that picking and choosing in the garden, and I just can it when he brings it in. Sometimes I go out and pick with him. We had tomatoes. We got all kinds of hot peppers. We made hot pepper relish. We've got, we had Scotch bonnets. We had peach habaneros. We had cayennes. We've got kind of spicy banana peppers this year. I did pickle some banana peppers as well this year. But he is, well, that's not going to go down in there. It's the wide mouth. Let me see if I can get that. Push that on down. Here we go. Well, I used quite a bit of the brine. Maybe I didn't misjudge too badly. I just wanted to make sure I had plenty because it's got to cover that. It's got to cover them all. Let's see, a little bit more in that one. A little bit more in that one. Okay. Like I said, you need a little bit of headspace. I need some more in that one too. That one's not covered. Now, you can also get like a little butter knife and poke down in there and see if you can get those to push down a little bit more. I think I'm going to do that today. See if I can kind of push them down a little bit more. Make sure I got plenty of brine on them. And these are delicious, guys, to eat with sandwiches. Oh my gosh, so many wonderful things you can do with a pickled jalapeno. Put them on pizza. You can eat them with sandwiches. You can eat them with pinto beans. Some people like just pour the juice in their beans, you know, kind of like they do with chow-chow or whatever. But I have a pepper relish recipe that I do, and we love to eat those with our pinto beans as well. Okay, so I think we got them covered pretty good. This one's a little bit, I may have put too many peppers in that one. Okay, all right, they look good and covered. So now I've got to get a fork. I'm ill prepared today. All right, here we go. And what I do is I just get a damp cloth and I just kind of go around the rims to make sure there's no seeds or anything on there, because you don't want anything to keep these from sealing, okay? All right, and you just open up your damp cloth. Now these jars are hot, guys. Remember, we've had them in the oven at 275, so don't assume that you can handle them without a cloth. And then I just tighten them down as tight as I can. And then I take them over here and put them on this mat. I flip them upside down, and I will come back and show you how to do that in a few minutes. Let me do a couple of them, and then I will turn it off, and then I'll come back and show you how you flip them back over. I think I'm going to do a quart, a pint, and a half pint so you can see. And then I'll finish them up. Like I said, just tighten them down. Take them over here. Lord, I done ripped a hole in that thing. All right, let's see. I'll do one of the quarts now, or the pint and a half will be fine. This is a pint and a half back here. And sometimes, oh, it's hot. They don't want to come around like they need to. Right, come on now. Little jar. Get that rim on there. It won't be difficult. Okay, there we go. Wow, sometimes those rims get a little bit warped if you use them, because you can use your rims over and over, guys, but now the flats, once they seal, you need to throw those away. Now my dad swears the fact that he can reuse them because he don't want to buy anymore. I don't do that, because they recommend that once you seal a lid, you need to throw it away after you use it. Don't reuse it again, okay? All right, I'm going to finish these up, and then I'm going to come back and show you how we flip them over and how we store them, okay? I'll be back in just a few minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, now I have had my jar. I got my lids on and everything, and I've had these inverted for about 10 minutes, and it's time to flip them over. So, once again, this is part of my open kettle method. I'm going to try to do this without a towel, but I'll probably regret it. Whoop, they're already popping on me. What happens is when you turn those jars over, as they cool down, the hot liquid, it will pull that and it will cause a seal. These are already sealing for whatever reason, but that's okay. I'm not going to gripe. So then once you do that, you just leave them sitting on here. They're hot. But hang on, I'm not sure they're hot. Okay, 3. Did I have 9? Yeah, I got 9. All right, so I'm going to put a towel over these. I'll put my wet, yeah, I'll just do this one. That one's my wetter towel. And everybody asks why I do this. It's what my mama did. Sometimes you just do what your mama and your mama did. So you just put a towel over them and let them completely cool, and you're going to hear those pop. You heard several of them pop when we were flipping them over. That means the lid's sealing, because like I said, as that liquid in there cools down, it's going to pull and create a vacuum, and it's going to seal your jar. And as long as your jar is sealed, we have vinegar in there, we got salt in there. These are very safe to eat and leave on the shelf. They should be good for like a year. They won't probably last a year because we eat a lot of these. And these smaller jars, I could actually give them as gifts, like at Christmas or for somebody's birthday. if I wanted to give them some pickled jalapenos, because people like that. That's a good little snack. But anyway, that's it, start to finish. Now, once these cool, I will put the date, today's date, and I will put what's on the jar, and then I'll just put those on my shelf. And like I said, they'll be good for the next year or so, and we'll eat on these, and we'll give them away as gifts. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meals with Marcia. And don't forget that everything you need and how to make this is going to be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.